Okay, I think it's recording. Okay, thanks for coming. Thanks for being on. This week we are talking about the Stop Challenge Choose, which is something I've always really loved that Dr. A talks about in his books. And it's a habit that I have noticed infiltrates every aspect of life. And I've really, really enjoyed that. It's a healthy habit that is universal. So I wanted to talk about that, and I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Here's a cool quote about discipline. And we know that discipline is choosing. So I like this quote: I choose to live by choice, not by chance. And we talk about how our health is us living deliberately every day. I choose to make changes, not excuses. I choose to be motivated and not manipulated. I choose to be useful, not used, to excel, not compete. I choose self-esteem and not self-pity. I choose to listen to my inner voice and not the random opinions of others. And I was just going to ask, have any of you, by raise of hands, had experiences on your health journey where you thought, maybe in the beginning where you thought you were going to encounter opposition from others with this big change? If you think about that for a minute. I did. I thought I wanted it to be my own private journey at first. And then as you kind of went along, did you actually have the opposition you thought you'd have? And I know some people have had people come out and say, like, I had somebody tell me, oh, that's cool that you're doing a health plan. We'll just see, how long it takes you to put the weight back on. And I was like, really? You want me to fail? That's cool. But then, as you go and they catch on that it's a real thing, most people are supportive. But what I loved was that switch in mindset from where this was something that was happening to me to this is something that I am chasing, that I'm going after. And I love that idea that, we just have to figure out what lights our fire and then chase the match. And for us, we know in this group that we're in, because we're all health-minded right now, that we are we're doing this for our own health and the health of our families, some of us, and it's a big deal. Health is a major flame to chase because it changes everything. It changes everything, and I like to think about how that's true. So I just wanted to share a quick story. We went to a training a while back, and we talked about some of Dr. A's habits, and he talked about, so the presenter, and I can't remember his name, sadly, but he was talking about the Stop Challenge Choose thing. And until that point, I kind of knew the Stop Challenge Choose thing, and it was a good idea. I knew it was a good idea, but I hadn't really thought about how to use it when those choices came up. And he said he likes to sing. Do you remember this, Kara? He likes to sing, and so he would turn everything into a song. He's like always singing in the shower, or down the street, or in the car, or whatever, like just always bursting into song, and people would just be like, oh, that's just what he does. So he turned the Stop Challenge Choose thing into a song, which I thought was great. So he said, okay, so I walk in to my office, and at the reception desk is this pile of donuts, and donuts are my weakness. And so I know I'm going to be confronted by those donuts. And so I'm thinking in my head as I'm approaching that desk with the donuts, stop. And he thinks in his head the song, stop in the name of love. And he's like, because really, that's what it's about. We're loving ourselves, and we're stopping, we're not eating the donut because we love ourselves more than we love that donut. And I was like, that's so great, because sometimes I forget I love myself more than that donut when it's staring me in the face. So, and then the next one was challenge. And he would sing, do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? And I love that too, because do you, like, is this choice really gonna make me happy in the long run and support my goals versus just what I emotionally think I want in the moment? And then the last one, Stop Challenge Choose, was of course let it go, and you move on. And I love that, and I've actually used those songs in my head because I'm not a public singer, but I love that he would take the time to actually have those songs go through his head, because all it takes is that moment to stop and take a breath and think, for your brain to take control again over your emotions, the wrong emotions. So I really love that idea. So do any of you guys have any stories you want to share about successes with stopping and challenging and choosing?
I think the first time I did the program, you get in that groove where you just know you want it. And I didn't have a problem at all. Like, I didn't cheat one time. I've tried to go back and go on that specific program again, and it's really difficult. And I'm not having a lot of successes throughout that time. So and someone said maybe it's because you're not quite as desperate as you were before, and maybe that's it. I mean, I don't have almost 100 pounds to lose now. I have maybe 20 that I want to lose. And so you don't have that desperation and that lack of hope, because you're still in that, oh my gosh, I lost all this weight, I feel so good kind of thing. And so, no, I don't know. I think on a daily basis, you have to say, whether you're trying to be on the 5 and 1 or whatever, just eating right, it's always something you have to choose, always. And I think for the rest of my life, it's going to have to be something where I have to stop and challenge myself. Do I really want this? And if I do, enjoy it. If I don't, if it's not helping me with my health, then don't eat it, or, with exercise or anything else that we are trying to do. It's a choice that we have to make. So I definitely agree. And when I'm more in control and I'm making those choices rather than letting things control me, then I consider that success, whatever the choice is, really.
Thank you. I so agree. I love the idea that, oh gosh, now I can't remember who posted it, but the say this versus that, instead of saying, oh, I can't have that, you say, I don't eat that. And then sometimes you say, yes, I will, thank you, have this cookie, especially like if you're not on the plan and you're in maintenance or whatever. Sometimes you get to make those choices, but having it be deliberate instead of sliding back just into old habits, I think is a very healthy choice.
Well, and also, Stepper, a lot of my clients, I mean, I hear this all the time, that I fell off the wagon or I cheated, and I don't like that. I try and talk to them about, I don't like that word cheat. You didn't really cheat so much as you just made a choice that didn't promote your health. And so to me, it's like that makes it a little bit easier than, instead of trying to get back on the wagon, all we're doing is saying, let's from this point out try and make choices that do promote our health. I think that's a whole mindset difference there, where we, it helps us understand that food, it's not bad, and it's not bad to not exercise on a specific day, but we do have choices. And if we choose a donut or to sit on our butt and watch TV instead of exercise, that's a choice that doesn't promote health. It's not cheating and it's not falling off the wagon. We're just choosing something that takes us in a little bit different direction, and we just need to bring it back, Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Does anyone else have any, Lina, do you have any stories?
Well, I actually just had a conversation with a client that was out here, a meeting at my house yesterday, and she's 3 or 4 weeks in the program, and she helped with the shower, and she's like, I just kept standing there and eating these mints. She said, and then I felt so guilty. I said, you've got to get rid of the guilt, because the very next meal is your chance to make a healthy choice again. You can't internalize that and beat yourself up over it. You've got to recognize that the very next 2 hours or 2.5 hours when it's time to eat, you have the opportunity again to make another healthy choice. And yes, sometimes we're human. We're going to make, the wrong choice. But, and then I went over the stop, challenge, and choose. I said, most of the time, if you stop and really think about it and make a deliberate choice for that's what you want to do, then you make that choice and you move forward. But she didn't even stop and think about it. I mean, she just stood there at the table talking to somebody and was like, and then she realized what she was doing. She's like, oh my gosh. So, but I think when she left here, she was feeling better about that. But I was going to go back and tell you, Sarah, when I first started this program, I was scared to death. I don't know that Kara even remembers, but she's like, when we got all through and I'd sign up, she said, I'm going to put you on our Facebook group. And I was like, no, I don't want anybody to know I'm doing this program, because I've tried and failed so many times that all of my family, all my friends are just going to say, oh, she's trying another, diet. And Karen's like, no, it's a private group. I was like, okay, you can put me there then. But I was surprised because all of my family and friends were very supportive. I really did keep it a secret for about a week or two, except for my husband. But once everybody began to find out, they were extremely supportive and helpful. And that was a surprise to me. I really thought I was going to encounter some negativity, and I didn't. And that was great. And they've been very supportive throughout the whole thing. I mean, when I visit family, they fix foods they know I can eat. And it's been very positive. So that was a nice surprise for me. So, but been on it over 9 months, and I was probably 8.5 months. I mean, just in the last week or two, I've had something off plan I wasn't supposed to have. So, up until then, I've done really well. So, and been very supportive. So, anyway, that's my story.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay, well,
Uh-huh.
Thanks for being on, you guys. Go forth and conquer. Live deliberately every day. It's about being in control of you and your relationship with everything in your world.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks,
Awesome. Thanks, Stepher. We'll go ahead and put this up on the Meltdown Challenge as soon as we get it done.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks.